So, spoiler alert, the Jantasy
Hmm.
is over.
I hate to see it.
I don't. What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. I'm here with we're gonna talk about Drag Race today, All Star 6, episode 7, I believe it is. 7
Hmm.
episodes in, about 5 more to go. We have made our way through this little journey, child, and I'm gonna say I'm enjoying the season, but I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of bored in certain
Yeah.
ways. Like, I feel like the season reached a good peak with that halftime headliners challenge, and since then I'm just like,
Hmm.
hmm, how you feeling about the show, Maya? And first of all, how you doing? Cause you look good.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I'm doing good, and I agree. I feel like the season definitely hit a peak right at the halftime show episode. The episode was great, and it's just I'm getting a little tired of it. We still don't know this game within a game, and it's like I'm kind of over it at this point. I'm like, and it's not like other seasons where you kind of have an idea of who's gonna win. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's all over the place right now. So it's weird. I don't know
It
how I feel
is,
about it.
and like so speaking of it, like we don't know who's gonna win, right? I do like
Mm.
the fact that we don't know who's gonna win, but at this point, it seems a little forced. It would have been nice to not know who's going to
Yeah,
win, and it does not seem like the production has their hands involved in it. What I mean by that is
exactly.
that clearly they're trying to make sure that there are multiple winners. They've had what 6 different winners up until this
Yeah.
point, right? And so,
Mhm.
especially after last week, it became very evident that they want
Yeah.
multiple wins. Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it again. Kylie did not deserve to win that challenge, but
No, and
nevertheless,
didn't.
she did. She did, and it is what it is. But that they just kind of basically uncovered the sheet to be like, okay, producers are they doing some stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that being said, that kind of brings us into Untucked. I mean, not Untucked. I mean the new episode. The new
Yeah.
episode starts out. Oh, and before we get started, of course, make sure you go down below the video, hit the thumbs up, like the video if you like it. If you don't like the video, then still like the video
Okay.
because we don't
Anyway.
like haters in 2021. Okay,
No.
but yeah, going into this episode, of course, they're talking about Akira went home last week. They look at the votes and they
Mm.
want to see who voted for who. It's basically a unanimous, or in Sonique's mind, an anonymous vote, to where it's all on Akira and one vote for Raja, which means that obviously that came from Akira. I think everybody
Yeah.
kind of agreed that it was time for Akira to go home. I love Akira, but I mean,
Me
based off
too.
the track record at this point, even though she has some of the
Yeah.
best runways that I would say from the season thus far, still
Yeah.
performance wise, it just wasn't it. But Messy
No.
Jan, the person, she the thing with Jan is that when she ain't doing good, she quiet. When she get a nice little week, she want to be all verbal and talking. And
Run
I
that
feel like
mouth.
run that
Yeah.
mouth. And I feel like Jan, she's not a villain because I wouldn't give her all of that credit, but she
No.
definitely tries. She tries to be a little messy in this season,
Yeah.
and we're
Little
gonna say
shady.
that it backfires. So in this particular episode, she brings up the fact that there has been 6 different winners. Okay,
Hmm.
and oh wait, 6 different winners, 5 different winners. What is it? Five? Oh yeah, 6 different winners because
6 different winners. Yeah.
Yada
Yada
is
went
gone.
home.
5 different
Right.
winners, and then two of the ladies or the queens that are there don't have wins. And I'm just like,
Right.
Jan, are you
You don't
really?
have to say all that.
You ain't got to, right. You got one win. You should have got that one, and you've been in the bottom, before. So how, what were your thoughts when she brought that up to them? Because she had Eureka and Pandora looking all crazy, and honestly, Eureka, I mean, she's not really had an off week. She ain't won, but she's been consistently great or consistently
Right.
safe. I don't think she's been in the bottom yet. I don't think, but go ahead.
I think Jan was just trying to produce good TV. The viewers of Drag Race love a little messy moment, and I think
Not for
that's all that she
Jan.
was trying to do. True. But it was unnecessary to me. Like, why did you even say that? Like,
Yeah.
girl, you could have left that alone.
I got
Even though
you.
it's facts, you didn't have to say that.
Well, somebody had to say it. I guess somebody had to take that. It's crazy that one week she's like feeling all like, oh my god, when she voted for who did she vote for that one time? Which but she didn't win lip sync. Remember she voted for somebody and then the next
Oh,
who was that?
was it
She
Akira?
she voted for Kyria, but everybody else voted for
Hmm.
the other person. So she was in there trying to clean her image up. But at the same time, you come to
Right,
this
trying to clear the
episode
air.
and you being messy. So it's like that's why I was like, Jan, you know what you're doing. That's why
Hmm.
you got a nice fan base. That's great. But at the same time, the girls looking at you sideways, and rightfully so. Um, just
Yeah.
because that's that on that. But this week's challenge is a girl group challenge where they are going to perform song called "The Show Up Queen." And I'm always usually excited when I know that they're gonna do like a song or a performance because I have a playlist on iTunes called Rupacalypse, and it just has like all of my favorite RuPaul songs and some of the Queen songs and some of the songs that they do on the show. And so I
Hmm.
always look forward to these challenges. Now I'm gonna tell you why this song would not be added to that playlist. But before we get into that part, the groups they split them up into groups and basically they split them up by leaders. So they had Raja, the top two was the top two or was it the bottom and the top?
The top and the bottom.
Top and the
Yeah.
bottom got to be the leaders, which means Raja
Hmm.
and Kylie. Kylie
Hmm.
chose Eureka and they chose in an order like a kickball football format,
Yeah.
basically leaving Pandora by herself. I mean, I wouldn't choose Pandora either, especially considering she ain't really gave much, in my opinion. But
Hello.
the teams were Raja, um, what's her name? Raja, Trinity, Jan, and Pandora,
Jan.
and then
Yeah.
it was Eureka, Kylie, and Ginger. Any
Hmm.
thoughts on the teams or the groups?
I personally think, and it's ironic to say now, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that Raja was smart in picking Jan first,
Mm-hmm.
just because Jan is the singer dancer. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't necessarily have to worry about her at all,
Mm-hmm.
as well as picking Trinity, because those are two good performers. So I
Okay.
think Raja was really smart in that aspect. And then I think Kylie was smart because we know Ginger and Eureka are both known for going there. They don't care what they have to do; they're gonna make themselves stand out. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that was good to have on that team to bring that vibrant aspect that those two always bring. So both teams had their strengths.
I didn't really see a strength in it because Kylie is a performer. She's a dancer, so I'm surprised she didn't go the
Mm,
route of picking Trinity. Because I mean, Raja picked Jan first, so Trinity
right,
could have picked Trinity. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't take
exactly.
that route. She went more so, I guess, with who she's become closer with, and maybe personality wise. So that's what they
Hmm.
chose. They get to the rehearsals, and in the rehearsals, Trinity is kind of she. So I found it interesting that they actually let them choreograph everything. I think I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it do they always do it on All Stars? I know on the regular seasons they have Jamal or Todrick come in and he'll choreograph, but this time they let them choreograph. So Trinity being the better dancer, she choreographed their part, which kind of sucked for Pandora because she wasn't the best dancer. Um,
yeah.
do you feel like she was overstepping her boundaries? Do you feel like she was doing good for what she was trying to do for the team?
No, Trinity did what she needed to do. I don't think she should dumb down herself because Pandora can't dance.
Yeah,
Because
I
you have three other people on the team that can.
yeah,
So that ain't her fault.
but I feel like when it comes to stuff like this, like she just kind of choreograph without really thinking about the fact that Pandora couldn't dance. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah.
At the same time, if I'm thinking more of a team, I'm gonna probably try to choreograph it to where not to where it's so easy, but to where she can get. I mean, the choreography wasn't that difficult. I mean,
No, it
as a
wasn't.
dancer, it wasn't that difficult. But I mean, somebody that got two left feet, it's gonna be hard for them. And Pandora is she's knocking 50, not age shaming, but she's knocking 50 and she can't dance. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be difficult regardless,
So
right?
yeah, exactly.
But she kind of had a little moment. You see, Ginger stepped in and was like, "Ginger, maybe you should do this." So I guess kind of look out for Pandora, and then Trinity was just like, "Yeah, but who asked her?" It was kind of like a little mess, and I was just like,
I felt the same way though. Like they didn't hop in when they was practicing. So
Yeah.
like, mind your business. Like, I get what Ginger was trying to say, like, oh, you need to look out for everybody in your group. But girl, mind your business. No.
It wasn't her place. I get what she was saying. It wasn't her place. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I, but I do wish Trinity would have just not. She could have just been like, okay, and just continue to do what she do, rather than get like, who was talking to her. But I mean, it is TV,
Yeah.
so whatever. I mean, I probably would do the same
Right.
damn thing. But then you have their group. So when Ginger gets up there, she's the person that puts everything together for them. And I thought it'd be Kylie, but again, Kylie, this is the opportunity. I'm not saying Kylie's a choreographer, but Ginger ain't either. So it's just
Exactly.
like if Ginger can put that together, Kylie, you should have stepped up as the team captain to do that. I felt like, but she
Exactly.
didn't. Then you see her reaction. She's like, because you obviously see Eureka and Ginger kind of not clashing, but their ideas were clashing. So
Yeah.
this
Two
is
big personalities, the usual issue, and too many ideas getting thrown around there, and they weren't. They should have just let one person do it. It was too many chefs in the kitchen. Like, it was too much going on.
this is the reason why like I don't. This is the reason issue I have with Kylie, because Kylie is just kind of like she just kind of lets people take over. Like she has no
Hmm. Very
even
laid back,
very laid back. Like
demure.
as a leader, she kind of drops the ball as a leader, and I just feel like
Yeah.
within Drag Race, I just don't see it for her winning. Like
No, I don't either.
I don't, I don't. So
Mm-mm.
in this moment, as the team captain, as the winner of last week, she should have stepped up. She didn't. She remained very quiet. Like, where's your voice? And that's what I wanted to see
Right.
from her. She didn't have it. So, nonetheless, the actual performance. Now, the performance, I don't like the song. It will not be going
No.
on my iTunes playlist.
Mm-mm.
And I'm just very confused as to why they were actually even in groups if they were going to be on stage all together at the same time.
Together. Yeah, that didn't make sense.
It just looked
I
very
don't know what the
cluttered.
producers this season got going on, because a lot of stuff they've been doing lately just does not make
It
sense,
just
and
didn't
this is
make
a
sense to
main
me,
one.
and I'm just like, why? I get it, like it's supposed to be like a battle, but they could have. It looked so cluttered just to have them on the stage. I don't
Yeah,
understand
it
that.
looked a mess. It looked a mess. And I feel like it even would have looked better had they all had on the same outfits or like same color schemes, and then they were on the separate sides of the stage, or like one group was doing their thing and then the next group come out. Like, it looks messy. It
Yeah,
looks real messy.
it looked really messy, and I feel like I just didn't understand what was happening. I didn't know who was the next. I mean, they kind of stepped out here and
Yeah.
there, but it just of all the group performances that I've seen on the show, it it wasn't my least favorite because I still hate last year's "I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm
Oh my
in love
God,
with
yes.
him."
I
Yeah,
forgot all about that. That was a hot mess.
yeah, Daddy's janky, whatever she said. No, uh,
Terrible.
yeah, I wasn't here for this one, and so. But if you had to pick somebody's whose verse or whose moment do you think stood out to you?
My favorite was definitely Trinity. She had the best flow. She
Okay.
had the best stage presence, and her lyrics meant something. Like, of course, for her, she's a very big advocate for HIV/AIDS,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really like that she's bringing this to the forefront in all of her performances this season, because that is really, really important. And but she made it in a way, and I'm glad she took Rue's advice in the workroom, where Rue was like, don't just be telling people you need to go get tested, you need to do this. She made it in a way where she slipped it in there, but you still knew what she was saying.
Yeah.
So I think she was the best for sure.
Okay. I agree. Like I think that she had the best energy. She obviously choreographed, so she had. I honestly thought her and
Yeah.
Raja. I thought they would give it to Raja. It seemed like they were more impressed with Raja,
Hmm.
especially when you get to the critiques, because I feel like had they not said something about her boots, Raja probably would have won. Even with Trinity being the choreographer, but I feel like Raja, they praised her a little bit more than they praised Trinity, in my opinion. I'm not sure. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so
Yeah.
that nobody else stood out to me. I mean, what gags me
Yeah.
is how every time these queens do a split, Carson is.
Right.
I'm
Like,
like,
come on now. How many seasons you been on this show?
how many fucking
You done seen a
splits?
split.
How many fucking splits is gonna be impressive in this bitch? I don't understand.
Right. Like, I know you're not gagged by the splits every
Not
time. Like,
right.
no.
It doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm.
But That's all I really have to add to that. Pandora did look a little awkward. She was trying to keep up
Yes.
as well. So I mean, it didn't help that
Yes.
she clearly she didn't learn the
Now I will
choreography.
say that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they didn't show her a lot in the performance, but I guess that
on
was to her
purpose,
benefit because
completely.
the few glances you got at her, she was always a beat off.
Yeah,
Even at the end where they did the poses at the end,
she
I noticed
did.
she was off.
They was like pose. She was like, oh yeah, ooh.
Like every single time she was on that camera, she was a little off. So I'm glad they didn't show her as much because it could have looked a lot worse to the audience, well, to the
Yeah,
viewers at home,
yeah.
because she was off. And I will say, Ginger also had a good verse too. Her
I don't
lyrics were pretty good.
remember it, but I remember her performing it. I thought it was okay.
Out of their group, I would say she was the best, but Trinity definitely overall was the best out of everyone.
Okay, I could agree.
Mm-hmm.
So this week's runway was theme was hot tropics. So like
Mm-hmm.
tropical. I don't know if it was supposed to be like tropical prince or tropical, whatever tropical. Try hot
Yeah, I
tropics,
think it was just supposed to
whatever.
give tropical vibes. I don't know, like
Right,
beach, vacay. I
right,
don't know.
right. So I found these pictures. You know, the episode just came on last night, child. So it's always hard to find pictures. So if you're watching, you know they're gonna be a little blur, but hopefully you watched the episode already. Because if you didn't, then you shouldn't be here. No way. So we're gonna
Hello.
start with Raja. I just kind of got this piece of it because you can see her hair, you can see the actual bathing suit. Um, I'm gonna toot this, and I know that I'm usually the person to say stop relying on that body, stop relying on that body, but I thought this was a really step. I've never seen Raja or many black queens give this silhouette. You know what I'm saying? This I know that
Hmm.
it kind of remind me of Simone last year,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
can't
Yes.
really say that Simone did it first because they filmed this at the same time. So it's let's say for example we hadn't seen season 13 and we saw this, I would go up for it because it's giving black excellence with the hair, with the braid. I mean
Hmm.
the dreads, and then also like the
Hmm.
pattern and the body. She looks good, so I'm tuning it.
Yeah. Yes, I would give it a two too. She looked so good. She was just glistening,
She
and the
was.
body was
The
everything.
body
I
was.
have friends that look just like that. Like she
Mm-hmm.
was giving the body. She looked good. Yeah, she looked good. So two.
Kylie Sonique Love, who, you know, I'm gonna say this is probably my favorite look of Kylie
Yeah,
this season. She does not look like
me too.
Amazon Prime, so I am going to two. I think this is she finally gave me a look, and I like the whole thing,
Yes,
even the hair, just like Michelle said. So I'm tuning it.
yes, yes. If Michelle could say she likes some green on the runway, it is well
Mm-hmm.
deserving of a two.
Okay. Um, Trinity K. Bonet, it's a little blurry, but she went more of the carnival side. Now,
Hmm.
we didn't talk about this last week, but a little birdie told me that Trinity is rumored that most all of her runway looks she rented. This definitely looks like it's definitely a rented costume. So it's funny to hear that last week and then see this. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It doesn't matter if she rented or not because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's a competition. But there was
Hmm.
a whole debate
Do what you
about
gotta do.
renting versus making buying or making your own. It doesn't matter. It's all for the runway. But this I'll toot it. It was extra and like in terms of like drag. So I thought I thought she took a different spin on tropics or hot tropical or
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm sticking to. She looked good. She looked nice.
Yes, I love Carnival. I love it. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I could say, I wish it was more colorful. Like with
I
it
agree.
just being red,
I agree. I do
I
agree.
wish there
I
were
do.
some more colors in there. But I
Yeah.
loved it.
I agree.
And rent it
I
or
agree.
not, too.
Yeah. Okay. Pandora box.
Mm-mm.
I am going to boot this just because I feel like Pandora is giving us the same thing. She hasn't given me anything like everything just looks
Yes.
so. I did the assignment, and personally, like, I'm sorry, I'm booting it.
I'm gonna boot it too. Like soon as she came out, I'm like, I am tired of this silhouette on her. I'm tired of this
Yeah,
aesthetic. Like there
I'm
are certain
yes,
queens that go for that. There are queens that go for that 50s
and it's
housewife
still
look, but
elevated.
they switch it up. It's just everything she puts on looks the same to
Yeah,
me. And I'm
Same.
tired of it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Boot.
Pandora Boot, honey. Jan, with her Jersey Shore slash J Lo look, this is one of two J Lo looks. We'll talk about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jan. Now, would you two the boot?
I'm a toot it compared to other one. To
Yeah, Jan.
and
Jan's definitely
yeah,
looked
she looked
better.
good.
Yeah, I just.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll toot it. She did what she needed to do. It looked better than the other one. So Jan, you'll get a
Yeah.
two today because this was not a good day for you anyway. So I definitely will toot
Yikes.
you. Eureka.
Boot.
I understood what she. First of all, she was a volleyball or
Beach ball.
a beach ball, and then
Yeah.
she tried to add the little tropical like toucan color here in her hair. I get that part, but the fit of
Mm-mm.
it and the look of it, I
Mm-mm.
am going to have to boot it. It was fun, but it just wasn't. It was just basically a little bodysuit. Um,
It was a bodysuit on the runway. I
and I
didn't
and I know
live. The
it's.
only
I
thing I
don't want to.
liked was the hair.
I don't want to be the person that be like, oh, we tooted. What's her name? Um, what's her name? What's her name? Raja for being
Raja,
like,
but it's
showing her body and
different.
it's like that, But at the same time, it's just like this was just, it was just blah.
Yeah, it was just plain. It
Yeah,
was it was real plain. The hair was very cute though. And I do agree with the judges where there was like she had on this pageantry jewelry. I think
yeah.
that kind of threw me off as better, but no, it was just a little too plain for me.
I must agree. Like I really must agree. Let me see. Hold on, 1 second. And then who else we got on here? Oh, last but not least, Miss Ginger Minge, the other J Lo.
Mm-mm. You know what this looked like? And this is no shade. This looked like mother daughter matching outfits on vacation. That's what it gave me with her and Jan. Like Jersey meets tropical, all inclusive resort, whereas Ginger, it just did energy. I don't know if it's the way Jan came out and presented it or if it was her pattern. I don't know. But this one is just a boot for me. I did not like it.
I just feel like it was Jan did a little more. This kind of, I
Mm-hmm.
do agree. It did, she kind of just threw this on. It looked a little bit more elevated with Jan. With the whole matching everything, and then
Mm-hmm. And the little cup and
yeah,
yeah.
she added more to it. It was more camp. This was just literally a bathing suit with the caftan on,
Yeah, exactly. I
and
yeah,
that's
that
why,
got to be what it is.
huh?
I think that has to be what it is. Like this had a concept, whereas this looked like she just put it on.
Yeah, right, right, right. So,
Mm,
um,
mm-mm.
and so honestly, as I think back to Jan, I should probably boot. I still got it on screen, child. I should probably boot her ass because anytime you dress similar to Ginger Minge, you kind of need a boot because that means you in the same thought process as Ginger, and you know how I feel about Ginger and her
Yikes.
runway. So yeah, I think since yeah, I'm gonna just boot it. It was no, J. It's like everybody was thinking J Lo. Was it J Lo night? Was it J Lo runway? Was it night of 1,000 J Los? I don't know.
Right, like I don't know. Mm-mm. I didn't get the thought process
Yeah, no.
behind that.
So within the challenge, the winner is Trinity K. Bonet. Did you? It seems like you felt like she would win. Is that what you thought? Um,
Yeah, I definitely felt like she was the winner this week, hands down.
mm-hmm,
She had the best verse, the
mm-hmm,
best stage presence.
mm-hmm.
I feel like Raja could have beaten her had she not had on those boots and had her runway been a little bit more elaborate. Even though she looked gorgeous, Trinity came out in this huge carnival piece.
Yeah, her runway kind of outdid
And
her.
her presence was better.
Yeah, her runway
So
definitely kind of like outdid her in my opinion. Um,
yeah.
Do you think so? So you felt the same about the boots, or did you before they mentioned the boots? Did you see that already, or did you didn't notice until they mentioned it on the runway?
I didn't notice it until they mentioned it. And then once they pointed it out, I'm like, yeah, okay. I see what y'all
Yeah,
mean.
I didn't see
Even
it.
if she
So
had on like a pump, that would have looked better than them boots.
she got a lot of damn purple. That's crazy. She has a lot of purple in that
That's
suitcase.
her thing. That's her color. And it looks
It
good on
is.
her, so I ain't
It
mad
does.
at
It
it.
does. It does. It does. It does. I agree. So with Trinity winning, that leaves the bottom to be Pandora and Jan. Everybody else was
Yeah.
safe.
Hmm.
They said that Pandora was just kind of off, as we said, and they said that Jan, they didn't like her lyrics. It's funny because Jan lyrics, everything they've been telling her, to try to change up and do, she basically incorporated in her lyrics to seem more unapologetic about it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. If somebody's telling you to change
Yeah.
something, why would you go in your lyrics and brag about it? Like
But
not
see,
saying that. Go ahead.
I think what she was trying to do, I'm gonna try to get in Jan's head. What I think she was trying to do, because the song was about empowering and things like that. And she's like, even though that this is what people are telling me that I need to change, like you're telling me to change who I am, this is who I am. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm unapologetic about being happy, being peppy, being these things. I think that's what she was trying to say, like empower people to be themselves, but it just didn't come off in the way that she wanted it to.
Cause she's Jan. That's why
Well,
she's Jan. And so when you're
yeah.
Jan, you think like Jan, and you act like Jan, and yeah. Mm-mm. I keep
Like
seeing a
I
lot of.
feel like she could have easily changed some of the words around to make it more like be yourself, love who you are, even though people are telling you to change yourself. But she didn't do that, and I think
No,
that's what the
it was
downfall
too
was.
specific to just her, which I get is her lyrics, but she could have found a way to switch it up so it wouldn't seem like she's just full of herself. I feel like it gave off so she was kind of
Yeah,
like full of herself, what I'm saying, in a way, and this is me and y'all gonna take it. I don't know. She tried to make fun with it, but
yeah,
I didn't really care for it, and I could just be biased because I'm like, yeah. But she's in the bottom, and that leaves her and Pandora in the bottom. And of course they do. I don't. Did you anything you want to talk about as far as like the when they had to plead their cases about why they shouldn't go home? Because at this moment it's Pandora's first time in the bottom. It's Jan's second time in the bottom, right? Jan is gonna plead her
hmm.
case, but do you feel like they even needed to really say who?
To me, yes, because even though Pandora, this is her first time being in the bottom, I personally feel like she should have been in the bottom before this.
You think so?
Yeah, like she's just been fading into the background slowly and slowly fading more and more into the background. And she just hasn't been giving the same energy and vibes as the other queens. Even though she hasn't been doing bad, it's
She
just
hasn't.
not
She's had
giving
some
all
weeks where I thought she
stars.
could have maybe won. I thought she did pretty well last week. As far as the challenge or other, it was some other challenge. I thought she did pretty good too.
Oh yeah, she did do pretty good last week, but
Yeah,
it's just
she
not
lacks a little
giving.
personality there, in my opinion. That's probably why it's like that.
Hmm.
But the lip sync is happening, and the lip sync assassin this week is Alexis Mateo. They brought back another All Stars five
Yes.
girl. You think
Hmm.
she's a lip sync assassin?
Not necessarily, but I like Alexa Mateo, so
I do too, but I guess they must be running out of people at this point because they just bringing All Stars
yeah.
five back in. That ain't cute. In my
Mm-mm.
opinion, it's a plethora of girls they could choose from. Lip sync song is "Dance Again," another J Lo moment. That's why I said, "Is it J Lo night?" And
Right.
an interesting thing happens during the lip sync. I'm like, okay, Trinity won. Maybe she gonna win the lip sync. Child, her wig fell off. Her whole,
It was over right then and there. You
first
know
of all, the
Ru don't
wig
play
was
that.
everything. Okay, and it was that was some nice hair. It was long. It was down to her
Okay.
ankles. Like it was definitely a Naomi Smalls moment.
Yes,
But
very.
unfortunately, she could not maintain it like Naomi Smalls because as she get ready to start the damn part of the song, the whole wig slides off, and all you see is blonde hair, like Ebony from Players Club. And I'm just like, and RuPaul
Right.
hates a wig falling off.
RuPaul, Andre Charles do not play that mess
How could
at
how could
all.
Trinity be so careless?
Like,
to
come
where
on,
it would not be
Trinity.
glued. That's first of all, that is some good hair, some good long hair. Why would you not glue that down? You knew the lip sync song. You know you ain't finna
Right.
sit up here and sing like Whitney Houston. You about
Right.
to,
You know how you get down. You about to dance and all that. Why
and
you ain't
so
tape it, glue it? Got to be nothing.
this is my
It
concern
was
with
just
Trinity.
chilling.
It's some things about Trinity that are just so unpolished that I love her, but for Drag Race, she some things I don't understand, like how did your wig come off? And once again, she loses the lip sync, which the lip sync assassin wins. So she's won 2 challenges, but she
Hmm.
ain't won no lip sync, which means
That
she ain't won no
money.
money. Exactly. So
Right.
yeah, Alexis Mateo did pretty good. She gave a reveal, so I
Hmm.
figured she would.
I felt it coming though.
I did too. I felt I knew it was gonna be some fringe, some child. Now this part was hilarious to me. This is hilarious to me.
Right. Now this was the gag of the episode.
She pulled out Pandora's lipstick, and
Yeah.
Jan's is like, oh, and she goes to Pandora, and she's like, I'm so sorry, and she's like, but wait, I have another lipstick. And when she pulls out the other lipstick, it's Jan, and so Jan is just like, so at this point, I'm like, oh my god,
Ooh, I'm like, right.
what's
What
going to
they about to
happen?
lip sync? Like,
So
what they gonna do now?
They let Trinity break the tie, and she says
Hmm.
Jan, which means that she has Jan in her chest.
Yeah.
I fell out because I'm
Oh
like,
my dang.
the fact that Jan had the moment of, oh, I'm safe, I'm so sorry, girl,
The
to
relief.
the relief,
Yes.
to end up going home. I'm like, oh
That
my
was
god, Drag Race, y'all have
messy.
wore Jan out this season. If she
Right.
it's this is worse than her little losing streak or safe streak on her season. It was sad. It was
That
definitely
was
sad.
messy.
And the fact when she leaves, she says that they voted me off because they think I'm a threat. Bitch,
Well,
where, where?
in comparison to Pandora, Jen had a better chance of winning. Yes.
Yeah, but that comparison is very low. Everybody had a better chance of winning against Pandora at this point in the damn game. I'm just saying. So anybody
True.
with anybody in the bottom, we gonna stay, we was gonna send them home too. No. So
True.
Jan goes home and she cries some little crocodile tears, child. I'm just like, thank God, get her out of here. Just because I'm just
Uh,
drained of her. I don't think it was time for her to come back to All Stars. Should have came back to All Stars 7 or 8 if they have those because it was just too soon. Um,
yeah.
so she goes home and of course she does the game within the game. She get that little message. How do you
Hmm.
feel about Jan going home?
I was sad. I honestly, and this is not the Pandora hate train, but I was just like, I'm ready for Pandora to go home because I'm just tired of. It's like I forget about her so much, and I hate
Yeah.
that because she's such a talented queen, but she just, it's like she's not even there a lot of the time, and I'd rather see Jan at least for one more episode
I
because
just
Pandora's just not giving anything to the show for me.
nah. I mean, if it's Jan this week, it's probably Pandora next week. I mean, Pandora ain't gonna last too much longer. I don't see her winning. Next week is what, Snatch Game. She
Yeah, what's she
could,
gonna do? Carol Channing again?
she is a comedy queen. She could do well. We'll see. But
Let's
if she don't win
we'll
if
see.
she don't win next week, she's definitely going home because they get down to the the nitty gritty, and her and Eureka don't
Hmm.
have a win. So it's just like, not that
Yeah,
that really means
it's like
anything.
what you doing?
Cause Trinity's the front runner, but her wig falling off. So I mean, she ain't that damn front running. I don't understand how that happens. I just don't like how the way it fell
Right,
off. It was just like, was it ever on?
right. It just slid right on
It
off. Like
just
she
slid
probably,
right off. I
and
was
the fact
like,
she tried to slide it back
she
on, I'm
tried
like,
to slide
oh
it back. That's why
Trinity,
I was just like,
Lord.
oh Trinity, you are
Like
so
she flipped that
unpolished right
head, and
now.
that wig went whoop.
RuPaul hate that.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
RuPaul hates
RuPaul do
that.
not play that.
So that's all the
Uh,
episode. I mean, overall, did you like the
yeah.
episode? Was it okay? Was it boring? What you think?
It had me in the beginning with that song. I hated the song.
Yeah,
I
won't be in my
hated the
playlist.
song.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. And I could be biased because my favorite Drag Race song of all time will always be Reggie Wrote You. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing has beat it yet.
But see,
and that was
that's a
so long
finale
ago.
song, so they're probably gonna perform. They're gonna have a song at the end where they do like the final, you know. So that's a little
Even
different.
there hasn't been a finale song that has been better in my mind. I loved it. The
I
only
like
other
the.
song I really like was I'm that bitch. Like I liked that one.
That's a good song.
That gave
I like
yes.
the. I like the. I'm still that bitch. Don't you
Oh
forget.
yes,
That was a good
yes.
one.
I
That you
forgot
can't.
about
That
that
was
one.
a good song. That was a good song.
But you know what? Those was in the same season. So who was writing the songs on that season?
They did have some good music that season.
They had the
They
good
did.
songs that season.
Season
But
12
yeah,
definitely had some good stuff. Yeah.
they did that. But yeah, so it was just it wasn't it in the beginning, but that whole little debacle at the end that saved the episode for me.
What with Jan?
Yes, with the
Yeah,
oh
that was a
wait,
gag.
I got another lipstick.
That was a
Like
gag. I was like,
Alexis really could have put
oh,
on Jan first.
she should have. Them say they did Jan so dirty. I'm like, oh Jan,
Yeah, the
that
producers
is a
hate Jan
face
over
crack.
there.
They do not like Jan. It shows
Yeah,
it.
that was face crack. But yeah, so I'm excited to see Snatch Game. I love Snatch Game. I'm ready for next week to
Yeah.
see how this goes.
Okay. Well, we'll be here next week to talk about episode 8. Of course, we're going to lean out. Thank y'all for watching this video. Of course, like the video, subscribe if you
Yes.
haven't already, and be sure to catch myself and Maya here each and every week for the rest of the season. I believe there's like 5 more episodes. Next week is Snatch Game of Love.
Yes,
I hate when they
exciting.
do Snatch Game of Love, Snatch Game Under the Sea. But we'll be here to talk about it. Hopefully, it's better than all the Snatch Games we've seen in a while, because I haven't seen a good Snatch Game in a minute, in my opinion. You feel differently?
5 was good. You didn't live for Eartha Kitt and Flavor Flav?
Oh, I did. That was a good one. Okay, yes, that
Yeah.
probably was the best thing that came from that season. Flavor Flav, that was a good one.
Yeah. That's what I'm like,
That
I love
was.
Snatch Game.
I forgot about that. But other than that, it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
never mind. I like All Stars 4 when Wendy Williams and Wendy Williams was good.
See,
I forgot that was
yeah.
good. Okay, well we'll see. Let me
See,
shut
you
my fat
sleeping
ass
on
up.
Snatch Game.
Let me shut my fat ass up. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. Well, like I said, we're gonna lean out. We see y'all next week for episode 8, Snatch Game, and y'all have a good rest of y'all Thursday night.
Bye.